How are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
So you're over in Perth to do a show, are you?
Yeah, we're doing 3 shows. The first one is on Friday night. It's our first show in 3 years.
All right, so that's your actual first show in 3 years. Why did you choose WA to do that?
Half the band lives here at the minute. So we've got a drummer that lives here and a guitarist that lives here.
Are they the guys that used to be in the Sleepy Jackson?
Yep.
And you, yourself and Paul, do you still live in Lake Bolac?
No, technically we never lived in Bolac, just it's the closest town. Paul's from another small town and I live on a farm in the district. But I'm still on the farm in a home-built studio there, and Paul lives outside of Geelong now.
All right, so you do spend a lot of time around Ballarat?
Yeah, I do. When we were growing up, it was our major town.
Cool. How come it's been 3 years since you did a gig?
Well, it was pretty hard financially with half the band in WA and the other half in Victoria, and it wasn't cost effective, and we had lots of things, circumstances get in the way of playing, so we took a rest, and then we did the album, and then we couldn't get all the stars to align until now.
When was the album released?
It was early this year, but it's been in the box ready to go for a good couple of maybe a year and a half before that. Orchestratospheric. Yep.
Who came up with the name?
That was me.
And you've released 2 singles off it now. The first one, Hey Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a strange song. It starts off really boyish and chauvinistic and aggressive, and then it ends up really sweet and a love song.
Yeah, that's what man isn't like that, really.
So that one song just sums up men in general, how they are and how they feel.
All bravado, but bravado itself.
Yeah.
It's a show. It's a soul singer, they just don't have the voice for it.
Right. And is that indicative of the album?
Oh, well, the album overall, it's written as a musical novel.
All right.
So the whole thing's one long story. So each song's consistent of a chapter.
And is that based on your life?
Not so much. It was really quite strange because I kind of wrote it like that because I do the lyrics, so that part was sort of more up to me. And when I was left alone with all the demos, I kind of just came up with it and followed my nose. And I didn't think it was autobiographical, but a lot of people have pointed out since that there's a lot of parallels that I was not even aware of.
Right.
So if it is, it was not deliberate.
Well, your first album was recorded in an old shearer's quarters.
Mm-hmm. That's now the cottage. That's where we recorded this one too.
Oh, I was going to ask that because your second one you went to Dallas and Texas to record.
Mm-hmm.
You much prefer the shearer's quarters.
Yeah, well, you're on your own clock and you know all your own equipment, and no one points at you and says go. It's up to you. So there's no agenda. You're doing it for the fun, and whatever you get out of it's a bonus.
Now that you guys are back together to do some touring, is that going to take you through the rest of the year and into next year, or is it just a short stint of touring at the moment?
At the minute, it's just a short stint because we got to the point where none of us could see the set way ahead. So we thought, well, we miss seeing each other and playing together, so we thought we'd do this for the fun, and then potentially it might be a goodbye or it might be okay, now we see a way to go forward. So it's limbo.
And are you busy when you're not doing music? Are you actually on a working farm?
Yeah, I'm working farm. I'm a semi-employed farmhand / graphic designer.
All right. So did you design the cover and that?
Yeah, I did all the artwork. So I work out of my home studio for graphics, and we built a music studio out there, which is where we did all that recording.
Back in 2006, you appeared as the house band on Rove Live.
Yes.
Was that a fun experience?
Yeah, it was. Well, we hadn't been playing very long. I think it was our second year of being an official band. So it seemed like a very big, scary deal at the time.
As a band, what do you enjoy the most?
I'm not sure. It's probably, for me, I can only answer for me personally. I'd probably say the odd occasion during a set or a rehearsal or a song at that one moment where everybody's on the exact same page or everybody gets the exact same joke or everybody appreciates the exact same piece of music. So everyone can just look around and, without a word, just the lift of an eyebrow, know exactly what everybody else is thinking. That's probably my favourite thing.
All right. Obviously, if people want to go to YouTube and look up your film clip, they should definitely do that because it's worth seeing. it's an experience in itself. But what can people expect from your live show? You're not sure. You haven't done it for 3 years, right?
I'm pretty sure it'll be aggressive.
Oh, but then I'm sure it's going to end up soft.
Well, it's the paradigm, isn't it?
Who's Isabella?
She remains nameless, other than that name.
So she's not your current partner?
No. I'm not sure she really exists. She might be an amalgamation of lots of different people.
All right. And your website is theexploders.com.au?
Yes, I'm pretty yeah, I think it's .com.au.
And on Facebook, you're The Exploders?
Yeah, Facebook, The Exploders. So you did watch the film clip?
Oh, yeah, I've watched it more than once.
Did you like it?
Well, when I first started watching it, being a girl, I thought, oh my God, I've got to talk to these guys. They're so crude. But then I thought, well, geez, it turns into a really soft love song. And
it's the Monty Python of romance novels.
The Monty Python of romance novels, that's a good way to describe it. Yeah, I shared it with a friend and he found the start of it very interesting, especially the thing in the mask.
His name is Wandering Curiosity.
Wandering Curiosity.
The guy with the big black beard, that's Brave Achilles.
All right. So they're all characters.
Yeah.
Because on your Rubber Records page too, you're dressed as pirates.
Oh yeah, that's the record company saying you need some new press shots. What do you want to do? And me and Paul just going, let's think of something really weird. Pirate hats. So we went and sunk a boat in the lake at Bolac.
All right. So that is Lake Bolac you're on there.
Yeah, we made our friends stand waist deep in the lake and take photos of the boat sinking.
Oh, that's cool. Well, it's sort of like you said your album is a story, a novel in itself, and you're adventurers who are out there searching.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like, how many times have you seen a band promo photo that's a cool male model vacant stare into the distance?
Yeah.
Yeah, enough of those, thanks.
All right.
You could do something a bit more interesting than that.
Well, it looks like it was a nice day down there on Lake Bolac.
It was. I ruined a good jacket.
How did you ruin the jacket?
I'm not sure. It ended up, it was red, but I was wearing a white shirt, and somehow now my jacket's pink and my shirt's red, also pink.
Oh, so you ended up in the water, in the lake?
Yeah. There was no avoiding it.
No. And you've actually spent a bit of time over in America too, haven't you?
Yeah, when we went to record, we did some showcases in New York and LA, and we went to London and we played in Madrid, and we also played in Texas. So
what was that like, coming from the Lake Bolac, Ballarat region to being in America? Where would you rather be?
Me personally, Bolac. Well, not Bolac per se, but home.
Yeah.
Somewhere with trees and grass and birds and sunshine and blue sky, not concrete and cars and smoke and McDonald's.
Do you find being out there in basically isolation with fresh air and views and things that you can let your imagination wander into songwriting? Yeah, well,
I guess it would be different for each person depending on where you're raised and what you're used to and what you find comfortable or inspiring, but that definitely works for me.
And can I ask you what The Wrath of the Titans was like?
Oh, have you been on Facebook?
I saw it on your Twitter.
That was Paul. It was actually pretty good. It was much better than the first one.
All right.
Yeah, I'm obviously a big fan of mythology and wives' tale and history.
And fantasy.
That's my thing.
Yeah.
And Sam Worthington is right up there with Heath Ledger. Very good actor.
All right. And I should explain to people that you're on a flight to Perth watching the movie.
Yeah, it's a good flight because you can get 2 movies in.
Wow. Well, did you get a second one in?
I did.
What was the second one?
Was the animated movie Brave.
All right. See, most people would say, geez, it's a long flight to Perth, and you say it's a good flight because you can get 2 movies in.
Yeah, well, there's 2 movies I hadn't seen.
How many times have you played at the Crover?
Oh, we'd be close to maybe a dozen, I think, maybe.
Do you consider that pretty much your home venue?
Well, you might have to fight the National Hotel in Geelong for the title.
Oh.
At our first ever show.
All right. Do you feel like when you're playing at the Crover Lounge or the National Hotel that you actually enjoy it more, that you put more into it, or do you just enjoy every gig?
So I don't think it matters where it would be. It all depends on what you're given from the people watching. I think that would be the same for any band or any performer. If you're playing to a handful of blank faces, there's nothing worse. On the flip side, there's nothing better than playing to even just a handful of people that are open to what you're doing.
Yeah. Have you had any really embarrassing or painful experiences on stage?
Not that I can remember. I might have deliberately blocked them out. Nothing comes to mind.
Nothing comes to mind.
I have a repressed memory / nightmare later on tonight.
Oh, I hope not. I hope I don't drag something like that out of you. Where can people get hold of your album Orchestratospheric?
At www.rubberrecords.com.au.
Yep.
And also from the band, Facebook. You can ask us personally and we can sort it out for you. Or it is being stocked in JB Hi-Fi, I think, at a certain amount of units.
Right. And at your gigs?
Yep, definitely at the shows. Absolutely.
And have you started writing songs for another album yet?
Always.
Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing you at the Crover.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.